That's right. What's up, fellow Bostonian?
Yeah, what's going on, Riz? I call you Riz, right?
Yeah, man, that's what it is, Riz.
You know
Yup.
what's funny? You know what's funny? I swear that's a Boston thing. I don't know if they do that in other cities, and if they do, I'll hear from people. But going back to when we were growing, because I come from Mission Hill Extension, and
Wow.
everybody back then, I was Mismo. My
Yep.
friend Brian was Brismo. You know what I
Yep.
mean?
Yep.
Definitely.
Shiz, Ms. Busy,
Right, right,
Biz. Yeah.
right,
Everybody took the first letter or first two, depending on how it worked and sounded, and that it is to the end, or Izzo or Ism.
right.
Definitely a Boston thing, man, because everybody always asks me where I get that from, and I tell
Yeah,
them something I grew up with in the projects. You know, they just
yeah, yeah, yeah.
nickname for being in the bricks in Boston, man.
That's right. The bricks, baby. Nothing like, especially back in those days, man. It was a lot of
Yeah, man.
fun.
Well, we still
Lord.
have water fountains and the little water fountain park where you could go in there every
Right.
night and cut your feet on some glass.
I was getting ready to say, you said the glass, right? Yeah.
Yup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how we came up, but we better for it. You know that? We
Yeah,
better
we
for it.
are.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
didn't miss those times, right?
Oh, who you telling? Hey, listen, those days we didn't have to worry about getting shot. You know what I'm saying?
Really, man, really. No, you can knuckle up and go home, and
Right.
later on, y'all was best friends out
That's
playing
right.
basketball, baseball together, man.
That's right. And there'd be a fight, and then 2 minutes, about 15 minutes later, we're like, well, weren't those two just fighting? Then they go to the
Right,
store together, you know?
right, exactly.
that's,
Mm-hmm.
that's how it was. These youngins need to take a lesson from us. But it's definitely good to talk to somebody from home because I haven't been able to get there because of this doggone pandemic, and it's just crazy, you know, man.
I know, man. And listen, I can't wait for this stuff to lift up. I'm not rushing it. When I start seeing people talking about they gathering and going places already, I'm like, I
Yeah,
don't know. Let me just wait to see how that plays out from
yeah,
a distance before I actually jump in because it's like flying and all this stuff. I want to see my kids. My
right,
daughter's in Atlanta. My other daughter's up in the Bay Area, up in Merced area. You know, I got a son in
yeah,
Vegas, and it's
right,
just spread
right,
out so much, and I can't really get with them right now. I want
yeah,
to touch them and hug them.
right,
It's scary right now. I'd rather wait till all of this is done. I don't want to bring nothing to them. You know, catch
exactly,
them on the plane or through the airports, and I don't know
right.
what it might be, man.
And my
So
parents, they're in their 70s and they healthy. They look like they're in their doggone 50s. They look so good and they're healthy, but I still, I don't want to bring nothing to them from the bus or the train
yeah,
Amtrak or something, and it's just wild. But
that's
we'll
right.
get through it. We'll get through it. We always do. So what's going on with you?
Same thing the other day, man. Actually, working on this next project, getting ready to get some new music out here. Laying low, just looking forward to starting to get back into things, hoping that it gets well enough so we can start performing live again.
Yeah,
Just being in front of the audience and feeling that energy and
I
stuff
bet you
like that,
do.
man. That's a part of what I do. So it's like
Yeah,
hard to be stuck away from them for too long,
right.
But working on this new music in the meantime, try to put together something nice so that when I do go out there, I have some new stuff to perform along with the older stuff. So
Right,
that'll be a
right.
good look. Hmm.
Yeah. So I understand you got a new song. I haven't heard it yet, but I heard it's fire. And I'm like, well, that's no surprise. But I
Well,
heard
I'm
it's
glad you're hearing that. That you could have been hearing it was Boo Boo,
no, I've been hearing great. Is this the one that's talking about All Mine?
All Mine, featuring
Yeah.
Johnny. Yeah, Johnny's on
Right.
it. Yeah, so we just came off a joint where John, it's called Perfect with
Oh, I
Johnny.
know. Oh, I know. We play
Uh,
it.
that was Johnny's record featuring me.
Right.
And so we want to continue that energy and do one with me featuring Johnny. So I'm holding this one down and Johnny's supporting me.
Yeah.
And he did his thing on it, man. He knocked it out the park with his part on it. I mean,
He
Johnny,
always does. Always
he's doing
does.
some classic Johnny vocal and range on this bad boy. The
Yeah.
song was well written for me. My register, what I do, it's in my lane. So I think overall we might have something. I'm hearing good feedback from the teasers and stuff like that we put out. So it's nothing but love so far.
Yeah. Now, it was produced by a name that I always see. I've seen a lot over the years. Greg, I don't know if I'm pronouncing his last name right. Panini or Pagnini or
Yeah, that's
Paganini?
him. That's Greg. Greg did he did this once for me and you. Know this. He did a few songs right now.
Oh,
Does a lot
that
of
was
Charlie
fire.
Wilson.
Yeah,
Yeah, he does a lot of Charlie Wilson stuff and has been working close with Johnny for a while. So Johnny actually found this song and sent it to me. It's like, man, Greg got another one. I think that would be good for you. And he
yeah.
sent it to me and I said, oh man, that song is let me cut that, went to the
Right.
studio at Johnny's house actually. He
Yeah.
has this I went to his house and cut it.
Yeah.
This is what it
I,
is.
I I've seen Greg's name like going back in the day. Like it's one of those names that you see. It's always associated with something good. So when I saw his name, I'm like, okay, I know that name. So this got to be good.
Greg's fluent. He's a problem out there, man, and he got a lot more hits. If y'all looking for him, you better go get the Greg Connect. He's nasty with it, man. He really has some fire under his belt. Yeah. Man that knows his music.
Crazy how you're running through my mind, yeah. 24/7 all the time. My number one never on the side, yeah. Just you and I, you and I. I don't need to tell you, I'ma show you. You gon' feel it when I hold you. So get ready, I'ma go there. I'ma go there. You're all I ever asked for. I can't hold it in. Put my money on you. All we do is win. Sorry if I'm selfish. Want you for myself. Girl, you got that good. You good for my health. Oh mine. Oh mine, oh mine. Oh mine, oh mine. Oh mine, mine, mine. Oh mine, oh mine. Oh mine. Oh mine. Oh mine, oh mine. Oh mine. Oh mine, oh mine. Oh mine, oh mine. Now that we're alone, let's turn off the phone. Don't need no distraction while we get it on. Wanna focus on you. It's that type of mood. I'm ready for dinner, but I ain't talking about food. Ooh, oh. You're all I ever asked for. I can't hold it in. Put my money on you. All we do is win. Sorry if I'm selfish. Want you for myself. Girl, you got that good. You good for my health. Hey, yeah. Oh mine. Oh mine, oh mine. Ooh, oh mine, oh mine. Oh mine, oh mine. Oh mine, oh mine. Ain't nobody else. Oh mine. Oh mine. Oh mine, oh mine. Oh mine, oh mine. Oh mine, oh mine. Oh mine, oh mine. Ooh, like a diamond you shine. Yeah, I said it before. Girl, you all that and more. So baby, stay by my side, and I'ma make you feel secure, and I'ma love you more and more and more. Oh mine, you're mine. Oh mine, oh mine. Oh mine, oh mine. Oh mine, oh mine. You are mine, baby. You are mine. Oh mine, oh mine. Oh mine, oh mine. I'm so proud to call you mine, baby. My mine, my mine. Crazy how you're running through my mind, yeah. My mind. My number one never on the side. Oh mine, oh mine. You're mine. Oh mine. Baby.
Right.
More like that's what's going on now. They're doing it virtually, man. You know that this is weird though. I'm just not used to not being able to be in that big building, that big dome like that. Man. You know, it's a whole nother vibe. But yeah, that's how they're doing it now. I guess this is the closest or the best that we can do until all the stuff lifts. You know.
Right. So you two performing that song virtually?
We're about to find out. I know it's in talks. That hasn't been locked in yet, but I'm hoping that's what we're going to do. That'd be a nice look. I'd like to do it.
Yeah. Well, people would love to see it too. Because I was wondering to myself when I did read that it was going to be a virtual thing, and I'm like, well, how are they going to pull this off? It's not like being there in New Orleans and being inside the Superdome and and just feeling the crowd, and then you hit the street, go to Bourbon Street, do your thing.
And all the food that's going on around you, right? That's the whole energy, the whole vibe.
Yeah,
that's a part of the Essence Festival. So
right.
I think at the end of the day, we'll feel it out. That's why I meant that nothing's etched in stone yet. It might not be something where the system is right or it's based on your own personal system. And I don't know how you get the band rocking with you properly. I still don't know how all that's playing out. So until all of that's clear, you know, it's one of those things. It's just I'm wishing and hoping that we can do it. And make sure that it's done right. It has to be done right, man.
You said that right, because you see on TV now, you know, when you watch these shows, talk shows, and people are zooming in or either got some sort of system and they're always freezing up and the faces disappear. You don't want that.
Exactly. The sound going to crap out and all that, and they technical trying to figure out fix during the show. That's what I'm saying. If I can't do it the right way and it's guaranteed that we know that it's going to be the right way to do it, I'll leave it alone until we're ready to be back in the building again.
Yeah, like we said, if you can't do it right, don't do it at all. You know, that's right, how
that's right.
So you two are on is it a new label or a partnership? I read something like that. I don't understand the workings of the music industry these days, because a lot of people have a lot of independent deals, but I guess they're still on a major label. So how's that work?
It's a joint venture between J Skills Records and Nostap Records, which is my company.
Okay.
And we're distributed through SRG, which is the parent company, and they're distributed. They're in conjunction with Universal Records. You know, so it's like 4 different people involved with making sure the music gets out there now. But this is the way that we're able to control doing the records we want to do, putting out the right records with the right team. SRG's they have a nice little track record going on out there as far as charting songs and making sure they get pushed to the top. Their man Claude Neely is he's nice with it. CV, shout out to CV. He's doing his thing over there with his company, and we just become a part. Me and Johnny's joints become a part of his company to push this single out, and we're hoping to get this next album done, and through that same method, that same channel.
Yeah, because I see a lot of good names associated with that whole thing. Brian McKnight, I think, is down with that. Raheem DeVaughn.
DeVaughn's over there.
Yeah.
I mean, he's still lining them up, man. I think he just got After 7.
Oh, okay.
I know he got Kevon over there. So, I mean, he's building it, man. And he's still running after a lot of the cats out there. It's one of the things he believes that he's a real music guy. I've been in there and listened to his catalog and hear him play. He loves music and R&B music in general, and believes in the artists that have come from our era and our time, you know, frame, and how he's seen how kind of taking the back seat to the hip hop and the new wave R&B and all what's going on, and not having those same outlets to push records in front of fans. It's not like our fans disappeared off the planet, you know, they're still here, and he recognizes that. He's trying to put these artists back out there in a major way, man. So hats off to CV, man.
Yeah, we're still here just waiting for some good stuff. That's all. You know what I mean?
That's what I've been doing. Until then, I'm playing all the old good stuff.
Right.
From back in the day, my playlist is full of everything that we grew up on and listened to coming up. You know, it's not much of the new news, some of it, but I got to be honest, man. What I like in music, what I want, that feeling and that energy I used to get out of music, I have to go back in the days to get it. Or I got to listen to the artists that come from that era that came out during my era, you know. And with that music, the Raphael Sadiqs, you know. When you think of Stokely and Mint Condition and these kind of you know, they blowing, you know, they really trying to keep that real R&B going. So a lot of the label right now is full of that type of stuff. And he's still signing them, locking them in. Hopefully we'll start getting a fluent flood of some good music that you know really gets a chance to be heard and seen and pushed out there the right way. I think that's what his goal is, and I'm proud to be a part of that.
Yeah, well, that's what we need, because, you know, you've been hearing over the past few years, R&B is dead. R&B is not dead. It's just that, you know, you're only putting the shine on the right stuff. That's right. All it is, you know what I mean? Right, bro.
You got to listen to find real R&B, man. You know, you got to put it out there. You got to push it. You know? And that's the main thing. The R&B artists that are putting out their stuff to the people who are distributing it and the outlets that we're listening to or that are available to us to listen to it through. They're not pushing that stuff. You bring that stuff up there and they say it don't fit my format or it's too this or, you know, whatever. And that's the problem. So we never get a chance to really hear some of the greatest music that's been still produced. The grown up artsy, what I've grown into, some of the things been on my mind. There's a lot going on in the world that for the last 2 years I've been writing about prior to what's going on with all this COVID stuff. You know, I got songs like Reach In, One More Day. They're really in the reminiscences of the Make Me Wanna Holler, Mercy Mercy Me's from Marvin, those kind of approaches to topics, and just letting people know that I'm lending my voice toward what's going on, what's popping out here for us and my people in general, and being that voice that they can't be, just being a part of that. Because there's a lot of artists that do it.
Yeah.
I spent a lot of time, just doing records that record companies want you to do that fit the new edition format and stuff like that. And so this next one's going to be more from my heart, more from my upbringing, a lot more about, the type of record that doesn't matter. It's not really all about selling a bunch of records, but being the right artist at the right time for people, being that voice that people need to hear, and being able to spread around that way. I think I'm on the right track, man. So at the end of the day, I call this one, hopefully what I wanted to do is be my what Off the Wall was for Michael in terms of breaking him out there as a solo artist, and not so much as always kind of him coexisting with the Jacksons when you thought of him.
Right.
That was the first album when you heard your favorite album by him and
Off the Wall. Yeah.
When you heard that album, it was kind of like, okay, I like hearing him with his brothers, but this Mike right here, I want to hear more of this. That right there is what I'm planning on. I mean, that's my approach. I like that to be one of the things that come out of this album as well. As well, I'm always going to work with my boys from New Edition. That's just
and that's the thing too that we like. Like New Edition at this point, it's more than just a group. It's a brand. Right. You know what I mean? It's a brand. And I look at all, I guess, for lack of a better term, you're all subsidiaries of that brand. You know what I mean? Like BBD is a subsidiary. You're a subsidiary. When you are with the heads of state, a subsidiary. RBRM, a subsidiary. Bobby, a subsidiary. You know what I mean? But you're all under that umbrella of that conglomerate called the New Edition. You know what I mean?
It's like, for lack of a better analogy, it's like Hostess. Hostess got Twinkies, they got Ding Dongs, they got
right.
They got all these things, but Hostess is that's the brand that sells all these other products.
Right.
I mean, that sells these other different versions of snacks. So
right.
On the New Edition got a lot of snacks within its group.
Right, there you go. That's a good analogy, and it gives you all a chance to do your own thing. Like you were saying, it gives you all a chance to be your own individuals. And you can come together as the group, but then you can always break up and do your own. Show that we got, it's more. We each got our own personalities in the music.
That's right.
And stuff.
That's right. And you get locked into when you stay with the group image. New Edition's image is what it's going to be, and it's for a reason that we keep it that way. Right. So you're not going to hear Poison being done by the New Edition. You're not going to hear Prerogative being done by New Edition.
Right.
But you can get those off and let people know that these energies and these different type of personalities are still within the group. We all from the Bricks. We all come from different. You can get to let out the different backgrounds and influences and types of styles of music that you want to do, or that's hot at the time, maybe even. But at the end of the day, we don't have to, without tarnishing what the brand stands for, without removing New Edition from its slide and what it stands for. We suited and booted. We coming after the Jacksons, Temptations, mixed.
Right. You're in that class. You're in that league. You all are in that league. Definitely.
We grew up with that as our blend of what makes us what we are as a team. And those type of records, the love songs and the high energy records, that feel good stuff, that we want to always keep that for when we do New Edition. That's what we represent.
Right. Hey, listen, not everybody gets their own hit miniseries. You know what I mean? Not every group gets a miniseries like that. It's got to be something real there for BET or any network to give y'all a miniseries like that. The Temptations got one, you all got one, but not everybody gets one. So
that's real talk, man. And a very successful one, man.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Breaking, man. They did their thing. They put the work in, They did us just do. They did what the group deserved. A real shot at telling the story properly and not being thrown out there like some of them Lifetime stories was coming out.
Right. Oh man, yeah.
You know what I mean? So it really lent it to us.
They did a great job.
All of us being alive and being a part of it helped. You know what I'm saying? We have everybody there to make them take it serious and make sure we had the right budget and telling the right stories and not chopping too much out where you can't get to the real meat and not telling people anything new about something they didn't know about the group and all that stuff. All that could have gotten lost had it happened after everybody was dead and gone,
Right.
Or from one member's perspective or something like that. This was everybody's input. And it was true for the most part to what really took place, how it really went down.
On a perfect day, I know that I can count on you. When that's not possible, tell me, can you ever restore? 'Cause I need somebody who will stand by me through the good times and bad times. She would always be right there. Sunny days, everybody loves them. Tell me, baby, can you stand the rain? Storms will come, this we know for sure. Can you stand the rain? Love unconditional. I'm not asking just of you. Girl, to make it last, I'll do whatever needs to be done. But I need somebody who will stand by me. When it's tough, she won't run. She will always be right there for me. Sunny days, everybody loves them. Tell me, can you stand the storms will? I know, all the need but show me, can you stand it? Can you stand the rain? No pressure, no pressure from me, baby. 'Cause I want you, and I need you, and I love you. Let's go get wet. Stand the rain. Storms will come, that's for sure. Stand the rain. But I know I'll be right there. Yeah. We've been to hell and back on this earth, like we're two gangs trying to fight, and love's the turn. When all we really need to do is listen to each other's views on things, 'cause that's the only way to maintain good love, good love. Sometimes we get stuck on our own kind of love. Good love, to where we just where you must listen. Communicate, but listen to one another. We made it this far by faith.
union happening. I don't know if it's still in the works, but you know, there was big. I guess at one time there was talk of a tour, but I know, you know,
that was right when the star was going down. All that during that time frame was supposed to happen right then, man. It was supposed to go down. We was talking, you know. It was a while where we had really just kind of, all right, man, I can't deal with you fools.
Well, that happens.
Like brothers do, you know, man, I gotta go over here and do my own. Man, I just gotta get away from all of it and just do the family thing for a while with the kids and it, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Miss each other, and it's coming out. It's like right around that point now. We're doing more conversations. More talk. They're doing more talking and conversations than I am, really. You know, I'm just getting back on board with coming out of my family, and everybody's in college in their own world now. And I felt bad not really being able to spend as much time as I would have liked to during the years with my kids and my family.
Well, I'd be remiss as a black man if I didn't ask you what you think of all this, you know, the police brutality and all that. I mean, you know, we actually lived it. I mean, you know, going back to where we come from, I remember as a kid in the project, you know, the cops coming around and, you know, calling us little N-words and stuff like that, you know. So it's like people don't understand this is something we've been dealing with since we were kids. You got to understand.
Come on, man. I went to South Boston. I was forced bused to school. I was police escorted to school every day.
I remember those days.
Sticks, eggs, and people spitting at us every day. This how I went to school and left school. So when I think about it, is we've been hearing the songs since the Marvin Gaye days. And prior to that, the swing low, swing jet. We've been hearing.
Nothing's changed.
And that's all I feel. It's like people are tired now, man. The more you see it, the more you feel it. It's like having that wild animal that was trying to be docile, was trying to just be itself, backed into that corner. You keep throwing sticks and rocks at it.
Poking the bear,
Poking at the bear, baby. Eventually he's going to come out swinging, fight, fed up, win, lose, or draw. That's how people feel right now. And that's how they should be feeling. You don't deserve me to be quiet about this.
That's right. You don't get changed by being quiet and doing nothing. That's right. That's
how I feel about it. About time.
So listen, the radio show, you still doing that?
I'm still working on it, man. I'm revamping it, putting it together. I haven't been on the actual one that's out of Boston in a minute. You know, Inside the Ride is being revamped. I'm putting it together in a major way so I can come back out here. Just as I resurface, I want to do all those things that I love, man, and get them back out there. The right team, right squad, the right panel. Just making sure all of that's put together this time. So when I come around, I learned a lot. And so it was 3 years of me just figuring it all out. You know, what was the best approach, how to get it done, what should I do, what works, what doesn't work. You know what I mean? Now I got that understanding.
I was teasing you for a while on that. I was like playing you. I'm like, all right now, Ralph, easy. I hit your DJ now, easy. I don't have the skill to get into a recording studio now. It ain't fair. Come on. I heard you were killing them up there.
I sat around and grew up on that, man. If the audition hadn't happened, that was probably something I would have pursued a long time ago because I was just a fan of WRBB's DJ.
That's why I started.
Peter and all them cats up in there in Boston, man. Those are my dudes. I had so much fun with listening to them, Elroy in the AM.
ILD, me, Candy Eastman, all of us. Rick Anderson.
Down in Texas. All these people was friends, man. And more than friends, I was at home just mimicking them. I was eating. I was pretending I was this dude. Like you pretend you Michael Jackson when you do his moves. I was at home doing that. My old childhood mentor, rest in peace, Brian Cropper. He used to have DJ equipment and Pepway out in Jamaica Plains. Showed me how to blend and let me mess with their tables when I was a little youngster, man. And I fell in love with it way back then. So it was only a matter of time before I revisited that and got back to it. So DJ Iron Crates ain't gone nowhere yet, baby. I'll be back in the middle. All
right. We're glad to hear that. We're glad to have you among our ranks. It's all good.
I love it, man. And you know, you get in the studio with me one day, you never know. I might just mess around and turn you into one of them vocal
I used to dibble and dabble in the choir back in the day a little bit, but now I was like, I can talk better than I can sing. I left it alone.
The right record, and it's over. You're going to be out there in the middle of this stuff, man.
Well, listen, brother, it was great talking to you as always. So, again, the new single is out there now, so people can get it on all the platforms and stuff, online.
Yes, it's going down. Appreciate
How
it.
can we stay in touch with you? What's your social media?
I'm all over the place, man. Facebook, Ralph Tresvant. It's all under my real name. It's got check marks by him, verified marks. The real Ralph Tresvant on Instagram. I'm opening up my Spotify, the real Ralph Tresvant, all that stuff, man. You can find me all over.
Okay,
man.
cool.
But I appreciate it, man.
Always a pleasure. Keep up the great work, and let's get together again soon. All right.
Do my best. Keep working on them chops, man.
All right, I'll try. All right, Ralph Tresvant, ladies and gentlemen.